Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Well, hello, essay writers. Elvis and I have 2 questions for you. Are you at a loss for what to write about? Or are you so overwhelmed that you're having to figure out what is the most important thing in my life that will lead to a great essay? It's an overwhelming thing to think about. We get it. We get it. So today, have no fear. We are going to take time today, and by the time we're done, you're going to have plenty to choose from, and hopefully your essay is going to begin writing itself. Okay? So here's my tip for today. Every teenager has plenty to write about, but not every topic has equal value to you. All right? I'll explain that as we go along. You're going to grab a pen and paper because we are not leaving without generating some great possibilities for you. So let's get going. I want you to write down these 7 things, leaving space in between so you can start to generate some ideas along the way. All right? We've talked about these before, but they're worth repeating, and then we're going to go through them each one by one. People, places, leadership, experience, hobbies, objects, and work experience. Those are the 7. Your essay topics are going to come from one or more of these categories. So let's start brainstorming. First, people. This should be the easiest part, but I want you to understand that there are people in your life that have great influence. And they don't necessarily have to be part of your family. Yes, of course, it can be a parent or a grandparent or a sibling, but these people might be coaches or mentors or just adults in your life or other peers in your life that have had influence or you've gleaned life lessons from. Places. Let's talk about places. They can be very simple places like, a chair that you love, a particular part of the couch. I think like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory, right? It can also be your desk or a swimming pool, which is a place for me. It can be a summer spot, like a vacation spot, or your favorite city in the world. It could be your church, a certain part of the church. It could be a sports venue that you love, a concert, a place. Places have great meaning to us because of the memories that generate and that come from that location. That comfort or that excitement or that celebratory thing that happened in that space. So what is a place that has meaning to you? Leadership. Many students will talk about leadership in some capacity in the essay process. So I want you to keep in mind that leadership does not always come in a title. Let me repeat that. Leadership does not always come in a title. And if you really think about it, you are probably a leader in some capacity, small or large, in some area of your life. So yes, you can think about the obvious things like sports and clubs and on stage and student council, key club, youth and government, art, or in the classroom. But you might also think of places that you don't have a title, but you are really stepping up to the plate, okay? And again, that could be in the classroom. It could be on a sports team that you're not the captain of, but you really step up to the plate in some way. No pun intended. All right, experience. Experience is really, this goes back to the sort of who am I question, right? Who are you? Where do you come from? Where do you live? Big city, small city, rural town? Do you have cornfields? Do you live on a farm? Do your parents, are your parents blue collar workers? Do you come from a family of doctors, teachers? Are you religious? Are you biracial? Are you feminist? Are you adopted? Were you raised as a liberal in a very conservative town, or vice versa? Were you raised on a farm? Are you part of a military family and you moved around a lot? You changed schools. So who are you? Where do you come from, and what do you believe in? I hope you see how much you really have to write about. There are so many topics. So let's keep going. Hobbies. I love this one. Hobbies, it can be anything. Yes, it can be your sport. Maybe you've been playing soccer since you were 3 years old, or baseball, or softball, or basketball. But think of hobbies as just about anything. Do you love to bake or cook or play guitar or fiddle, on the computer? Do you love coding or robotics? Are you a snowboarder? Do you love beekeeping or fencing or something, just gymnastics? Are you a comic book collector? Are you a movie goer? That's something, or a reader, a collector of actual tangible books. So for me, there are a lot of things. I sort of made a little thing here so you can see. I was a cheerleader. I was in leadership. I love baseball. I started to love baseball when I was in high school for various reasons, but I have a little baseball guy now that has pins from all the baseball stadiums I've been to. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. I have a purse here because I grew up in a very girly family with 9 aunts, my mom, and then I'm the oldest of 3 girls, so lots of girly things. So these things here could be my objects that represent the things that I value, right? So objects is the last category. So what are some objects, like I've displayed here, what are objects to you that have value or meaning behind them? Okay, why do you have them? Why are they displayed in your room or somewhere on your desk or in your locker at school? So it could be a baseball card collection, ticket stubs, funky shoes. I had this kid who once write about her funky shoe collection, like literally. I think they were all Vans and different colors, and I can't remember exactly, but I remember that essay. I remember her writing it. So think about objects that have meaning for you. Okay? And the final thing is work experience. Do not discount work experience, because I'll tell you, you learn a lot of good lessons, rich lessons about life through work experience. I almost got fired at my job when I was a kid because I had cut my hair shorter and then longer. It was like this funky style. And I worked at a very family, restaurant. It was a family-owned restaurant, and it was a very family-oriented restaurant. And she just, chewed my head off because I had this crazy haircut. So life lesson number 1. So think about where you work. It could be the family-owned business. It could be a job that you have or an internship, but that could be something really great to write about as well. Okay? So I hope those wheels are turning and you're writing things down in that space that you left between the topics that we covered. I hope that you learned today the tip that we started with. Every teenager has plenty to write about, but every topic doesn't have equal value to you, and that's what you're in search of. What you're searching for is, when you write everything down, what are the things that really get you excited to write about? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, that's all for today. Have a happy and sunny day. Bye-bye.